If you're looking for something fast, fresh, and fabulous for breakfast, look no further. You have to try my coconut and banana pancakes. For this recipe, I need 3 whole eggs. I wanted to show you another egg replacer idea, and this is ground flax meal. So 1 tablespoon equals 1 egg. And for every tablespoon, you need 3 tablespoons of water. And that's about half a cup of water. In just a couple of minutes, sort of like this sticky, gooey consistency. And into the blender, we're gonna put 2 whole bananas. I wanna save 1 or 2 of them for garnish. I love that idea of having that banana flavor in the pancake and then having fresh bananas on top with warm syrup. How delicious does that sound? So into our bananas, we're gonna add our flax meal. And what I love about this recipe is that it's a lighter version of pancakes because we're using something called coconut flour. It's dehydrated coconut that's made into a flour-like consistency. It's 100% gluten-free, and 1/3 cup into the blender it goes. 1/4 teaspoon of salt. You don't have to add this, but when you're baking something that has a little bit of sweetness, I find that a little bit of salt just makes everything a little brighter. Sort of like when you brighten up photos on your phone, this is gonna brighten up the recipe. 1/2 cup of water. And the final ingredient, a pinch of baking powder. This is gonna help everything raise just a little bit. And that's it. This is the world's easiest pancake recipe. You don't have to make pancakes from a box. You can use ingredients you already have in your kitchen, and we blend it until it gets like a batter-like consistency. Our batter is ready. We want to let it rest for about 5 minutes. And as my batter is resting, I'm gonna bring my skillet up to a medium heat. Add some coconut oil. The reason I like coconut oil is coconut banana pancakes. So you want that extra flavor, that extra tropical paradise taste to this. I'm gonna put a spoonful of our batter. Oh, it smells so good already. Cook it for about 4 to 6 minutes. And when you see little bubbles come up, just like in a normal pancake recipe, it'll be ready to flip. Don't be concerned if it's a little dark. There are natural sugars in the pancake from the coconut flour and from the bananas. It's gonna caramelize and it adds like a crunch and extra flavor, and it's a good thing when you have that. Behind me, I have a cast iron pan on a very low heat. This is a great area of putting your finished pancakes to stay warm while you're cooking them all up. Now there's one more thing. We have to stack it and eat it. So look at all these beautiful banana coconut pancakes. We're gonna do 7. Need some fresh bananas. A dusting of our coconut flour. And this adds an extra dimension. It's kind of like powdered sugar. And I think it looks really pretty too. A little bit of maple syrup and toasted coconut flakes. I'm gonna make the perfect bite. Take some fresh banana, some of the pancake, dip it in the maple syrup. You get that natural sweetness from the bananas. It's crispy, it's caramelized. Coconut banana pancakes, they're gluten-free, dairy-free, egg-free, but 100% perfect for breakfast. When I put out a notice that I was making a birthday cake for dogs, you wouldn't believe the number of applicants I got. And look at our winner, it's Finn. Hey Finn, happy birthday. And today we are gonna make Finn not only a healthy cake for dogs, but believe it or not, is edible for humans too. You and I can share a cake. You wanna share a cake? We can share a cake. Okay, we're gonna need 3 eggs. Okay, so I know you can't help me with this, but eggs are good for your eyes. There's lots of protein. And we're also gonna put in 1/2 cup of peanut butter. I'm using an unsweetened peanut butter. And you know what the best part of this, Finn, is? You can lick the spoon. It's party time. We're gonna add 1/2 cup of coconut oil. And the nice thing about coconut oil is that this is the fat we need, but also coconut oil has a certain type of acid in it that's really good at boosting the immunity for dogs. We need some water. So we're doing 2/3 cup. Whisk this all together. And Finn, I asked you to bring some friends for your birthday party, and I see only you showed up wearing a hooray, it's cake day. This is meant to be shared, but it's okay. It's your birthday. You do whatever you want. Okay, so Finn, the next thing we need to make the cake part. Into this, we're gonna put 2 cups of whole wheat flour, baking soda, 2 teaspoons of this. We're adding some carrots. 2 cups, that's about 2 big handfuls. It has all that beta carotene, all that fiber. I've got 2 cake pans. See that? I just take a little bit of the coconut oil, grease them, and then we take this batter, and look at that. Ooh. By the way, how old are you? You are? You don't look a day over 4. That's crazy. At 350 degrees, we're gonna cook this for approximately 20 minutes. But Finn, I already have one that's baked in the oven and cooling down, so we don't have to wait for this. And then what we have to make next is the frosting, right? It's just equal parts Greek yogurt and peanut butter, and then we just mix it together. What's great about yogurt for dogs is that it's got probiotics and protein. And when you mix this together, it actually creates a really beautiful frosting, doesn't it? That looks pretty good. And Finn, take a look. Our cakes are finished. They look so good. They're nice and cool. You don't want to serve a hot cake to a dog. You can see the pieces of carrot inside. Now, to frost it, I'm gonna put a little bit on this layer. Okay. Run it along the sides. You can decorate the top with the dog biscuits. All right, Finn, you need your hat. And now, let's see if Finn likes this cake. Ah, there you go. Happy birthday, Finn. And happy birthday to all of your dogs at home. And hopefully you'll make them a cake just like this and have a really festive, wonderful day. Happy birthday, Finn. Now, speaking of things that I'm harvesting out of the soil, one of my favorite root vegetables is sweet potatoes, and I want to show you how to turn a sweet potato into the ooeyest, gooeyest, most decadent sweet potato brownies. What I love about a sweet potato is that, one, it adds a nice cakey, moist consistency for a brownie, and this is a nice way of sneaking in a root vegetable that's a powerhouse of nutrition into a decadent treat. I've gone ahead and I've just baked 1 medium to large sweet potato, and we're gonna get to this in a second. These are raw hazelnuts that I've toasted in the oven at 350 degrees for about 10 minutes. And what we wanna do is take the skin off the hazelnuts. The way to do this is in our kitchen towel, I'm just gonna rub them, and you kinda wanna rub them vigorously. And then you can see all of the skin comes off. And into a food processor, we're gonna put our 1.5 cups of toasted hazelnuts. You don't wanna go too long with this because it'll go from being a meal to a flour to a nut butter. It looks pretty good. It's light, it's fluffy, and you can still see sort of the individual grains in here. And the next thing we have to do is make the chocolatey part of our sweet potato brownies. So we have 1 cup dark chocolate chips that are chilled, and we're gonna pulse our chips. Into here, we have to add our other ingredients. We're gonna need 1/2 cup of almond flour. This is a gluten-free nut flour, so you don't wanna actually pack it all the way in. So I'll take a spoon and spoon it directly into the cup. It's a better way of getting a true measurement of almond flour. Unsweetened cocoa powder. We're gonna do 3 tablespoons, a pinch of salt. We just mix it all together. And we have our chocolate mixture. It's going into the bowl. Into here, we're gonna take 1 medium to large sweet potato. You wanna cut it up into chunks. And it's the natural sugar in here that actually helps this recipe, because if you notice, we're not adding any extra sugar. It's gonna come from this, and it's gonna come from 1 more ingredient, and it's a medjool date. This is grown on a palm tree. It originated in Africa. They're sweet. I like my brownies a little sweeter, so I'm gonna do 10. And you just wanna make sure they're pitted. We're gonna do 1/4 cup of almond butter. It takes about 60 seconds. And it's all gonna go into our dry ingredients. Make sure it's completely incorporated. In our 8-inch baking pan, this is a square of parchment paper. Just fit it in like that. Just take a little bit of the batter in little sections, spread it around. It's a little ooey gooey, but that's exactly the way you want it. Into a 350-degree oven for 30 minutes. And this is what our finished sweet potato brownies look like. We're gonna put them on a board, chop up some hazelnuts, just a rough cut, sprinkle these on top, a dusting of cocoa powder, some chocolate shavings on top would be nice. It's everything you want in a brownie. Do you see how fudgy and amazing these brownies are? Who would have guessed there are sweet potatoes in here? Chocolatey, ooey gooey. You have to give this a try today. This is gonna be the hero, the star of my sweet and savory whole wheat orzo pasta dish. You wanna bring some water to a boil, and I'm gonna add just a little bit of salt to season the water. Because it's sweet and savory orzo, the sweet part are raisins. They're dehydrated fruit. One of the fastest ways to plump them up is just to take some of this hot water. I'm gonna add it to my raisins. And in about 10 minutes, these raisins are gonna completely plump up and be juicy and delicious in the orzo. It looks like rice, but the reality is that orzo is a pasta. And what's great about it is that it plumps up and it's so delicious and so easy to make. So into the pot, we're gonna take our 1 cup of bulk bin orzo, a little stir in here. And when this comes to a rapid boil, I just wanna lower the heat and let it cook for about 8 to 10 minutes until it's tender. The next ingredient, caramelized onions. And we're just gonna do thin slices. So high to medium heat. Add some olive oil. We're gonna allow this to heat up. And I'm gonna add our onions. And I'm just gonna break them up. I'm gonna add a little bit of salt, fresh cracked pepper. And then I like to add sugar. So you could do white granulated sugar, you could do raw sugar, or in this case, I happen to have some coconut sugar. Adding just a little bit of sugar helps speed up the caramelization. 1 little ½ teaspoon can go a really long way for this. We'll give this a stir. And this is gonna take about 10 minutes to cook all the way down. I think our orzo is looking pretty good, and we're gonna drain it. What I always love to do is take a little bit of olive oil, sprinkle it on top. We also need 3 cloves of garlic. Take the garlic cloves out of the skin. And what I like to do is sprinkle a little bit of salt right on top and take the back of my knife, smash them down, because we really want this to be like a fine paste. Add our minced garlic. And you want to make sure you don't burn the garlic. It gets really, really bitter if you do. Okay, I'm gonna lower the heat on this, and I want to get my other ingredients. We use ½ cup of olives, and it's as simple as slicing them in half. Okay, it is now time to combine all the ingredients. Our olives, our orzo. It's kind of incredible to see how much they plump up. We're gonna combine this all together. A little bit of fresh cracked pepper. We need our raisins. Now, what I like to do is take some kale. You just fold it and we just cut the rib out. This is the big, tough part. I'm just gonna roll up my kale, do a rough chop, do a little sprinkle of salt on top, give it a nice massage, be really kind of aggressive with this, and to plate. Make a little mound in the middle. Take our sweet and savory orzo, sprinkle it on top. Garnish with flat leaf parsley. Sprinkle a little on. And then it needs just Parmesan cheese. And I'm just gonna grate it right on top. That is dinner, just a few minutes flat. Now, let's give it a taste. Look at that. Sweet and savory orzo with some beautiful kale. That is absolute perfection. The saltiness, the sweetness, and it all started off with a simple cup of whole wheat orzo that I picked up from the bulk bin. Sweet and savory orzo, give it a try.